Okay, so let's see. Speak with allies at Master on Command. Off we go. Go to the upper decks. Blue and violet. You probably guess as Gabu we've come to see. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can, and after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain.
Here he is, my lady.
Gabu, it's been too long.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting. I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens? I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones. Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
You don't have to bear this burden alone.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on. We have friends to save.
Let's return the Rising Stones and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. Back to the Rising Stones. Grab this quest up here real quick, actually. That way I have it. Oh, that's right, I can't grab it. That's right. I don't know why it's not red. I did something on the way back, and I think Hari is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn our own experts on such matters, the most among the stricken. I'll begin reaching out to the Marad Guilds, research institutions here in Erosia. Additionally, Grandfather and Milleflia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues as well, too. We'll find a way to save everyone, mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days, some for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alpha Node to the Alliance members who make ready to make a move against the Empire, they march on in the face of great adversity, bearing the heavy burdens. Everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You had your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most, so I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good times to share when you do. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Dun dun dun!
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear. A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart. Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool. When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate? Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I should be the one to sigh. I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to La Habrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms. You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern. Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err. If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it! Oh dear, have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know. The Founding Father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos. Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power, and there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
Such a waste of time and energy. Both yours and mine. Lest you forget you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you, pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Meanwhile, the Resistance came at surrendering the Empire. What in the world? Well, the fact there's no sound and that's what it says. Dead. All dead. I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Damn them, they finally used it. The Empire developed a chemical weapon in Garabania, a gas, Black Rose it was called, and to breathe it is to breathe your last. And that did this? I thought the project abandoned and its vile fruit destroyed, but naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools, what do they hold to gain with this butchery? Do they not see that rule, won through terror, will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Nay, wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters, Ascians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. The objective was never to rule, but to show strafe and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the marks of bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Ascians and put it into their plot. not expecting a long cutscenes like that, but I'm not going to complain.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Alphino's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Kryl! I thought you busy delving into the mysteries of Eureka.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Kryl. We would welcome your insight.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
That particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault, but I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so
We'll have it again.
concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone. A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh?
I don't know.
Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me. All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep. Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes? If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
Do 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 do. Shire. Yeah. Like me go to the sea. Like me go sail me. Arrow. I wish. I heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme still. I'll have it overlook her eccentricness if she agrees to help. I don't think she's really going to care what you think either way.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems. Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
And Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
Right. Let us see what we can see. I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
What is it? Did you find them?
This doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryl, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods! Their bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe, and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking. Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way. That was Lise. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them. I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. I fear something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
So that was the woman who tamed Y'shtola. I had the distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scuff of the neck and having muscles shaken out of me. When Alphina's back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tale she has of grandfather. I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? Lise would have said unless, there's no point in speculating. Lise said she'd notified the guards of our coming, so we should just head straight to the palace gate at Albion Quarter. I'll be praying for good news. Learn what you can about Alpina's plight. Leave the search of our friends' souls, lost souls, to me. To Alamigo's quarters. Greetings, Scions. The Chimera told me to expect you. Shall I show you in? Yes. Do already, slowpoke.
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This Shadow Hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hien know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Untold sorrow must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
So Alvin is saved, for the present at least. Now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. Wretched glad Lisa tasked us with visiting Larheim. We're going to be dashing from place to place and sitting around stewing over things we can't change to the Enclave. Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of the newly formed alliance. The Kojin and the Confederacy you already know, and has its own strength of arms that warrants the cooperation of the Steep Tribe. He was joined by neighbors of the Next Gen and the abominable citizens of Damaska. Though the scattered nature of the latter, resistance will somewhat delay their official introduction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. Classier alliances coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Thank you for bringing me news of Alphinaud. His fate is never far from my thoughts, not only because of his emissary. As this sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from Shinobi indicates a massive of troops in the western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its first fist down upon Eorzea. And I would be helped to deflect that blow. But I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. All important Algerian energy barrier. Oh my god, that was hard to say for some reason. The energy barrier. Yes, I thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four lords of legend, perhaps a Sirius Aegis, or some such. Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you signed in the first test? You've seen the field which protected Alliance firsthand. I'd be interested to hear how you think ours compared. We'll come to it if you don't mind, though I know you shall I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Hikaru, I leave you and Hakura to bring the war console to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Where are the storms? Go across the burn by Yule and Falcon. As before, join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. Does a ordinary take wing?
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming. $1,000 yards. 2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected. $4,000. 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us. Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not him too.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light? I, Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given, one I have long since relinquished. Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible! There's no way you could have survived!
Do you remember how it unfolded?
No.
How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
Hey, Chrissy, how's it
My
going?
principal quarry was to be La Habrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion. But so many remain.
Why,
Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect.
That sucks.
Perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired.
Yeah,
Among the
for the first
Ascians,
time
the
this
Black
week
Masked
in a long
Ilk are
time.
subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy.
Bummer.
Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source. The first was La Habrea, who plagues us no more.
Is that game you've been playing? Or?
There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
Okay.
We have files on La Habrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us. As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Galvus.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus. All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor? I must know which hand guides the Emperor. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
Let's see.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
Well, it won't let me delete it.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods. Even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least. Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
I'm so bad being able to keep track of who's who. I had no idea he was the first bad guy until they showed it with the ultimate weapon. I wanted to safely censored in private chamber. My finest healer is saving it as we speak. I spoke with the physician and there's no outward signs of illness. Alphina is lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. Yeah. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. That cursed voice is coming from the Empire. I share your frustration, allies. I do, but Alphina has returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion, yours and your brothers both. Right, of course, there's arrangements to be made, a little time to make them. 2 minutes, my lord. Now that we know Serial Walls works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? We most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who use teleportation magics, the bulk of our forces must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of East Aldarian Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for the navigations, the distance in question, we are in happy position to begin to able to call on those who plotted the course of our people's exodus in Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it's unlikely that East Alphenor friends will consent to any involvement in military operations, but I'm certain they will afford Alphenor a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a Chirurgeon accompany him every elm of the way to the Rising Stones. Yeah, my thanks, Lord Hean. Great. You go on ahead of with our friends to Alamigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them in the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we hoped for. These alliance leaders will be glad to indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. Meanwhile, at the Black Rose Chemical Plant.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
See that you do. Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius
Good
didn't
luck,
much
have fun.
care for the invention.
Don't forget to go to my YouTube and subscribe and drop a like.
A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems
Good luck with the
are
PvP
capable of
literacy.
making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing. A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey? If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Must leave now to remain with the Eorzean leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Hirkar, I'll leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advanced party with all haste and join you in Alamigo, Forthworth. I just received word from Lyce. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we arrive at the locks, we're to report the resistance officers stationed in Porta Perita, who will point us in the right direction. Let us not keep them waiting. What the? Ah, you must be the sound party I was told to look out for. If you follow me, I'll take you directly to Alliance headquarters.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, were our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news...
So, Alphino won't wake up, Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right? Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
The Emperor himself. Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
Gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it. Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion. Oh, you're not, are you? Come on, if Alizé can put on a brave face, then so can you. Now, we don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand should make all the difference.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
I don't suppose it's polite to keep the Emperor waiting too long, shall we? Not really, but let's do it.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. to recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. A 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald, too, lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of Magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers? I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the Twelve's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation? I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
True, that was really not my forte. After his Raiden's little performance is all I could do to not swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself what Alpha would have done, tried the best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there's really no common ground to be found with that man. When I think he's looking for anything. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? Because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I cannot make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though. So why not try consulting our illusionaries' leaders? Maybe they have some insight to share. This probably was never like to bring peace, but I hope to learn something of the Emperor Varys' relationship with the Ascians. We all. Yet if he is in league with them, he is not like to volunteer the fact. And if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we were to broach the particular subject, we would need to be settled. Would that I knew more of the man, if you would indulge me. Raheen, you received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There's no higher authority in the Garlemade, nor else in the heavens. Come to that, insurance of the gods is forbidden, and only worship permitted being that of his Radiant's own person. I shared disdain for their hypocrisy, even as didn't generate the idea of faith. They revered the leader as a fever others reserved for the divine. There's a flaw in the common too much of the doctrine they fed us. Logical on the surface, perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various disparities might prompt Varys to reveal something. 12 have mercy, but the Lady Ali's timely interjection might as well have came to blows at the negotiation table. Not that Emperor Varys left us a great many options. In unconditional surrender at all, he will have said, do you think? Ere he arrived, I had said yes. But having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly, he's building up to something. I know it. How then should we approach the rest of parley? Have you anything to say, Warriorlight? He is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at his ease. Yeah, be alright. Thank you, Logan. I can tell you what he wants. He wants us to take care of the Ascians. I think one thing for Varys, he is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in his prey. The conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies, yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. Ha, you had me as the Emperor himself. Mayhap there is some wisdom to that in that. We can skirt the storm. If it's displeasure, we may come to our answers. It does mean sailing close to the wind. Is buckle with everyone? Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor and hope we fare better at the second attempt.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affair surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat Icons posed the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by Icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more. No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rhalgr's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds?
I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, Do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former Emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace? I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own hands!
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That that the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light.
Hey, Kate.
Would
How you
you
doing?
refuse me as well?
Have a good day off.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
Oh, you're on your way to a team building thing?
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
Wake party. Nice. Came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So as worrying as our little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy us enough time at least some of our allies to arrive. Nope, not playing with anyone today.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Doma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Gallians come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who'll really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
what I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands.
He hasn't played for a while. Right now he's busy trying to play, beat, Fallout New Vegas.
Comrades, ready your arms. The
I
hour
don't know if that's
of
what he's
battle
doing
has
right this
come.
minute, but he hasn't
May the
played for a
crystal
long
guide
time.
us to victory!
Fallout New Vegas?
Since the others
I mean,
couldn't be
it's
here,
a really
we'll
old
have
game.
to fight twice as hard.
I
If
never
Alvin
was a big
awaits to
fan
find
of
the
Fallout.
Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
That is actually the one Fallout I tried back when I had a PlayStation 3. I played like 5 minutes and was bored and never got back into it. See if anyone's on. Could always just do it within PCs and see how it goes. So what time are you going wakeboarding? 4 hours away? Holy cow. Traveling for 2 hours. What do you think? Deal with NPCs, you think? Or should I look for random players? We'll go with NPCs or players, you think? I kind of just think I'm just doing NPCs. I haven't actually done an NPC one for a while. Yeah, let's just go with the NPC. Just do NPC, screw it.
Enough!
Raining when you're going wakeboarding. That doesn't mix. Oh well, rain won't hurt. You're playing in the water anyways. Yes, sir. You guys all on like a bus going? Or just guys, how many you guys cart? No. Not to mention the fighting is the best part of the game. Pretty good job programming these NPCs. They're not just sitting there letting to get their butts kicked. They're an AoE tag. They actually move.
Come no closer.
Story, but I'm not playing a game to watch a movie, you know? A boss. Not the boss, so if you look on the right side there, I'll show you the quest. The gimmick guard did the field, arrive at the field of dust. And now we're waiting for, or now we're going to clear the field of dust. We're working right now. Yeah, that was Stormblood. For Heaven's Ported. Stormblood doesn't have that.
You shall fall soon enough.
We're actually at the end of doing the Stormblood stuff right now. And I checked to see how much further we have on Stormblood. This is the last dungeon. After this, there's only 2 more quests. this is where the downside of playing with NPCs is. This guy'd probably be dead if we weren't playing with NPCs and playing with actual people.
Out of my way! Let us be about it!
Come no closer!
As a paladin, I'm a tank, so I don't really do much damage. So now we're going to arrive at Impact Crater. I thought about playing Delta Force tonight, but it really wasn't feeling like I had the energy for a long week. Both Wednesday and Thursday, Daniel's over here around 6:20 in the morning. And then we were getting magical. So a little after 4, so I didn't get home until 6 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday. I just felt kind of tired. I wanted to do something a little more chill.
I shan't hold back!
part of your seminar that I've figured out, but not the NPCs that aren't actually not part of it. The only mission there says the next part is arrive at Impact 3. Fight the next boss. Lost internet. Yeah, it's sketchy mobile network.
Enough!
Oh, that was the wrong spot.
Let us be about it!
Private provisional Imperial landing. That mean, I guess where we fight the Emperor.
You underestimate me! Enough!
Empire. They're machines. You got the big ass machines or robots where the guys are actually
does not yield.
troops. They're parliaments. Like that shoulder predator is some Magitech, like sort of that mount that I have. That is. Also so close to this. Right, finish it.
Enough!
You shall fall soon enough.
Pay attention.
Out of my way! Out of my way!
You shall fall soon enough.
At least with this game, and just that way, you don't feel like playing with people or you don't really have anyone to play with at the time.
Time to get serious!
Carry this spot here. Man. It's by the Emperor here, I guess. Savages bested our vanguard. Impressive. And then they are only that, savages. Now let us be brief. His Radiance waits. They're fighting whatever these things are.
Forward! Forward! Enough!
there'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
That wasn't too bad. The assertive orders come, we shall withdraw from it. Did it. Leave duty. Not duty.
We did it! I dare say they'll be reeling from this.
You were truly inspiring in battle, my friend. I'm determined not to be outdone, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Oh no, don't tell me. Are you all right? Quickly, we must get her back to the encampment.
So the groundlings have been routed, have they? Well done. Though this exchange has no more than a test of our strength, like as not, I won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. So with your help and that of the Eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. Riley's, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. My lord, the Kyrgyzs have completed their examination of Mistress Alice, and as all as we feared, she is locked in a slumber without outward cause. Just like the others. Damn it all. The Guardians picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, I cannot spare the men to assist in the search of the cure. The best I can do is see to it that Alice is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. Guri and I would return to our encampment. The main contingent of our forces from the Far East is under sail, and all must be made ready for their arrival. I'll not keep you then. Judged by the Guardians' recent movements, or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I can understand if you feel on edge. You'll be no good to anyone without rest. Hi, Luca. Welcome home. Word has it you and Mr. Sally's gave the Guardians quiet thrashing. Speaking of whom, where's Mr. Sally's? I was certain she would have returned by now. By 12, not her too. Osher and I will ready the infirmary for her arrival. We also need to send a message to Tartaru, Bosis, but that I had something off other than grim tidings to share with her. And with you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Lieutenant Krill and Master Mutoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. All's not lost. You are still hale and whole, after all. Though I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us, for the time being at least. Well, the border of Almigo. Ah, Logan, yours is a welcome face indeed for these troubled times, though if you come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sisters, I'm afraid I have not to report. Colton and others continue their tireless search for answers, and I too have done all my power to assist them, alas. Apologies for intrusion. I was told Master Alphanode had been brought here and wished to see if his condition had improved. Master Logan, I have heard about your part you played in driving back the Empire forces. Thank you that you were able to stop them, if only for a short while. It gives me hope. It really sounds strange such words must sound coming from Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of love I bear for my homeland, because I wish to see an end to the bloodshed. That's why I choose to share all I know with the Alliance. I will surely be branded a traitor and content to bear the ignominy. It will seem a small price to pay if it helps prevent the conflict from escalating any further. Enough is my praying. The war is not what brought me all this way. I came to see Master Alphamon. Inquisitive of Logan and Alpha are you? Well, far be it for me to turn away good company if you follow me, sir. When the word reached me that Alpha had returned, it seemed only right that I visit him. Poor lad, it pains me to see him like this. But I take solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. He fought violently at the burn, The Populares could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so affiliated, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I traveled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. He awaits my return at North's Silver Tier, and I'm certain he would be glad to see you, soon you can spare the time that is. There, I was beginning to think you would not come. Something you've been through the mill. You should have called me. But I must confess, tracking down missing souls is exactly within my field of expertise. As me as summarize, I much heard Master Garland growing up in Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been a source of inspiration to me. Most Garlands would say he is a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We, the Populares, however, consider him a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's dreams of subrogation, that his inventions might bring about a better future for all mankind. Please, revolutionary is a term best reserved for my work. I am but an imperial defector who thought to aid another imperial defector. Or Master Garland says, I am humbled to find myself in such distinguished company. Alright, have fun, Kate. Enjoy. Don't forget to go drop a like on the YouTube. Talk to you later. Like most of in the army, I have never had the privilege of seeing the Lake Ace without his mask. To think I walked half across the burning presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Asians, did he? After his humbling at the petroleum, one would think he'd have good sense to stay dead. Shall we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Aldine also spoke of the Alliance meeting with the Emperor, though I still labor to believe what he told us. Did his ratings really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Asians? That is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fiber of my being rails against it. And yet I see there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to a lie. The Asians must be stopped to save my people, to save all people. For the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But as in the past, here is the present. We must apply ourselves to the problem on how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted, not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. The Irish would spare no effort to achieve that end. Saru's wall was a good start, We can do more. We will, and we will. We will show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Beg your partners, I bear a message for the Warrior Light. Commander Dean requests your presence at the Alliance headquarters in Almega. We discuss matters of strategy at your earliest convenience. Ah yes, the inevitable messenger. I knew it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. I had no doubt, being in essence, could I tempt you to ride aboard the Scalar? If there's a faster way to rip on side, I personally apologize to the commanders for keeping him waiting. I swear, every time you move a ship, you seem to be barreling headlong into danger, and every time you somehow contrive to emerge victorious, which, of course, is an admirable skill. But no one is invincible, Logan, not even you, so please take care of yourself out there. Pray you remain safe on the front lines. Still eligible to join the fray, I shall do all I can assist from headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating the casualties by air. See that you're among them, eh? Manning is waiting. It would be best to proceed to the Alliance headquarters at once. Last quest. Last quest of Stormblood. You're good at summarize. You to discuss strategy, but first I would apprise you with Garland's movements. Proceed.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly. As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald. In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east!
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos. Lord Hien and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they? Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line. Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight? He may not die as such, but to see Lord Xenos fall on the battlefield would deal a heavy blow to Imperial morale. I'll see to it the men stay clear.
Why won't they open? Please, I bid you open!
What's wrong? Is it the voice again? you sure you're in a fit state to do this? May Ralga grant us strength. Give 'em hell, lad. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
Meanwhile, at the border of Almigo.
Ready? This one's for you, Ada. Here it comes!
The weave of a shinobi's power. The art of my forebears.
Magic? With a Garlean body? That's hardly fair. Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Ah, bringer of light. It has been too long. No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored, and only your death will redress the balance. Yeah.
I see.
Xenosi Galveston again.
Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Please, I beseech you.
Someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
At last, I found you. Please, there's no cause for alarm. Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength. I'm afraid such questions will have to wait. We have precious little time, and your work is not yet done. Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts, one which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest. Soon, we will throw wide the gates. And the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
You're awake. Thank heavens. Do you recall the confrontation with Xenos? You were the first to come to the aid of Mistress Lys and the others on the front line. In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow. Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons. Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont. Estinian never was one for emotional farewells. Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position. We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean Alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial Court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight. A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times. Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke. A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
This is most unexpected surprise. I thought you can find a bed. I heard you had class on the field of battle. I'll confess I feared the worst, but when you standing here before me, I see now that my reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. As long as we have you, Master Hunt, history suggests we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's efforts can already be felt even here in Ishgard. Anticipation of a need for reinforcements, Atariel will soon be departing for the front lines with a contingent of our finest knights. I would advise you to stay until your strength had returned, but I know it would be exercise in futility. Indeed, I expect you have already decided on your next destination. Dark days lay ahead, and I have no doubt, but the light of hope shall ever guide our steps as long as the will to press onward. And press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. What crap was that making me read?
By the 12! I don't believe it! I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on? Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful. And what else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him. Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Yestola, Urianger, Alphino, Alize. You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home. As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right? But how are you to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut?
There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry. We'll find that beacon for you.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home? I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. He will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
The end. You Blu-ray and to celebrate your return, I made this a brand new traveling outfit. Oh, I do hope it fits. But now it's not time for further measurements. I must go and speak with the researchers to seek quantifying. You go and rest while we track down that beacon.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Bloody savages!
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
That sounds like Xenos. In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. In the fields of tranquil light, Shao recedes. It's like we've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently our colleagues has stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the halls around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we ever had found had the Ironworks and Sons not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. We better go give them a hand. I thought exactly. The sooner you find the beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is the mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them, and before the Empire comes calling again. Meanwhile, we have no time to lose. There's a body in our cemetery waiting to bury people to the site, so let's be on our way. And that is where I'm going to be calling it. well, you guys have a good rest of your night. Don't forget to go subscribe and like the video.